In this lesson, we will be learning about finding the circumferences and areas of a circle. Let's begin with the vocabulary terms. The circle. The circle is defined as all the points in a plane that are the same distance from a fixed point called the center. So here to the right, we have a circle, and the dot in the middle will be called the center, and it is equal distance from every single point on the circle. The center. The center is just the middle point of the circle. Radius. The radius is the distance between the center and any point of the circle. So if this is the center, then this red line to a point on the circle will be considered the radius. The diameter is just the distance across the circle through the center. So a point on one end of the circle through the center to another point will be considered our diameter. The circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle. This will be our circumference. The ratio of a circle is measured by the circumference over the diameter, which is equal to 22/7. In other words, what we call pi, which is about 3.14. Please watch the video about where pi comes from. The formulas you will need to know for this lesson will be the circumference of a circle and the area of a circle. The circumference of a circle is merely equal to pi d. Pi times the diameter, d. Remember that diameter is just the distance from one endpoint of a circle through the center and to another endpoint on the circle. And the diameter is just twice the length of the radius. So we can rewrite d as 2r. So another way to represent circumference is 2 pi r. The area of a circle is represented by the formula pi times r squared. Please watch the video about where this formula comes from. And remember to write your answers in square units. Guided practice. Now, let's use the circumference formula for the following problems. The circumference of a circle is 70 inches. Find the radius of the circle to the nearest inch. So, I would like to use this formula here. C equals 2 pi r. The circumference of a circle is 70 inches. So I'll substitute 70 for C. 2 pi equals 3.14 r. And to solve for the radius, I need to divide 2 times 3.14 to both sides. And after doing the math, I should get about 11.15 as my radius. Now let's take a look at the next problem. The diameter of a circle is 28 feet. Find the circumference of the circle to the nearest foot. I would like to use C equals pi d because I'm given the diameter instead of the radius. So circumference equals 3.14 times 28. And after doing the math, you should get 87.92 feet. Okay, let's do one more here. The circumference of a circle is 186 centimeters. Find the radius of the circle to the nearest centimeter. Okay, C equals 2 pi r. Circumference given to us 186. Substitute that for C. And use pi equals 3.14. And we need to solve for r by dividing 2 times 3.14 to both sides. And after doing the math, you should get 29.62 centimeters. Part B. Using the area of the circle formula. Find the area of the circle. Leave your answer in terms of pi. In this case, you don't need to multiply by 3.14. The area of the circle, remember, is represented by the formula pi r squared. In this picture, you're given a diameter of 26 feet. Then, dividing that by 2, 26 divided by 2, you should get 13 feet as a radius. Then you can go ahead and substitute in r for 13. And after squaring that, you should get 169 pi. And remember, you need to label this correctly. We're calculating for the area, so we need to write feet squared. Now let's look at the second problem. The diameter of a circle is 14 inches. Find the area of the circle to the nearest square inch. So if I draw a circle and it tells me that the diameter is 14, then the radius must be 7 inches. Okay, so area equals pi r squared. Pi times 7 squared, so we have 49 pi inches squared. The area of a circle here is 72 square millimeters. Okay, for the next problem, find the radius of the circle to the nearest millimeter. Use pi equals 3.14. Okay, area equals pi r squared. The area is 72, so we can substitute that in for A. And it says to use 3.14, so I will rewrite pi as 3.14, and I need to leave r squared because that's what we're solving for. 72 divided by 3.14 is about 23. So r squared equals 23, and then we take the square root of both sides. R is about 5 millimeters. Okay, let's do a few more practice problems. Find the unknown measure. If A, which stands for area, equals 1,567 inches squared, what is R, meaning the radius? So again, area of a circle, pi r squared, and area is 1,567, and we can use 3.14 r squared, and 1,567 divided by 3.14 is about 499, and when we take the square root, this will be about 22 inches. Okay, let's do just one more. Area equals pi r squared. Substitute 197 for a. Rewrite pi as 3.14 and r squared. 197 divided by 3.14 is about 63. And taking the square root, r is about 8 centimeters. So here it says d, so it's looking for the diameter. If r is 8, then we need to double r to get 16 centimeters. Okay, let's take a look at the last problem, finding the area of a figure. Norman windows. A Norman window from Congress Hall in Philadelphia consists of a rectangle and a half circle. So here we have the rectangle and half circle. Find the area of the window to the nearest square foot. So for the area of this window, we have the rectangle part plus the half circle. So for the rectangle part, all we have to do is multiply the length by the width. And for the half circle, we need to take pi r squared and divide by 2 because we're only calculating the area of a half a circle. So the length is, we can say 4 feet, and the width is 8.25. We can use 3.14. The radius would just be 2, which is half of 4. As you can see right here. And we need to square that. Divide by 2. 4 times 8.25 is 33. And since we have 2 squared here and a 2 here, I could cancel one out to get 3.14 times 2, which is 6.28. So 33 plus 6.28 is 39.28. And we can round that to 39 feet square. And that concludes our lesson.